Inua hivi. Inua. Tuta. Mama wiki. Upendo wa Yesu wanizunguka. Haya, hebu. Are you ready for the gift of blessing? Hold the republic. Kindiki.
Fire. No mercy, no.
Vijana munataka nini? Na wazee munataka nini? Wa mama munataka nini?
Ama namna gani?
Vijana munataka nini? Na wazee munataka nini? Wa mama munataka nini?
Unyenyekevu, sisemi kwa DJ.
Nikisema tu
Allah. Hey. Leo ni leo msema. Nyinyi kama vijana kutoka Embu County, mjisikie mko nyumbani. Hapa ni kwenu kwa sababu nyinyi ni majirani wangu. Ni kweli si kweli? Si nyinyi ni majirani wangu? Kwa hivyo mko nyumbani. Leo nimesema mfike hapa muone mahali Deputy President anaishi, ndio siku ingine watu wakitoka mbali, ndio ile siku watu watatoka mbali huko Busia, wengine watatoka Kwale, wengine watatoka Loitoktok, wengine watoke Moyale. Wakifika area hii wakipoteza njia, wewe ndio wakuonyesha kwa sababu wewe uko nyumbani. Ama namna gani jameni? Ya pili niseme wale ambao labda hawajafika hapa, wale ambao wamefika hapa siku ingine, karibuni tena. Lakini wale ambao ni mara ya kwanza, nawaambia ya kwamba hii haitakuwa safari yenu ya mwisho kutembea hapa. Ama namna gani jameni? Ama namna gani? Si nyinyi sehemu hii sasa DP anatoka hapa area hii. Si mtakuja hapa siku nyingi? Si mtatembea hapa? Hata wakati even if I'm not here, mnapangana mnakuja hapa, mnatembea hapa. Ama namna gani? Mnajinice, mnaenjoy, mnajinice, mnachukua maselfie nini, mnakula, mnakunywa. Kwa sababu hapa ni kwenu, kweli si kweli? Niseme vile vile. Hey, naona hii ni fire ya ukweli. Ni fire si fire. Ni fire si fire. Ni fire si fire. Ni noma si noma. Ni noma si noma. Ni mbwekse si mbwekse. Ni mbwekse si mbwekse. Ni tutam si tutam. And most of all, the country must be free from violence, from corruption, and from the things that make our country slide backwards. Na msikubali. Be good stewards. Ask the hard questions, especially to those in authority. All of us who are in leadership, ask us the hard questions. Demand for us better services. When you think we are not handling public affairs right, Ask the questions. But I plead with you, as we make our country better, because there is no perfect society anywhere in the world. All countries have their own challenges. Some countries are dealing with unemployment, others are dealing with ethnicity, others are dealing with racism. So there is no perfect society in the world. So as you ask questions that are meant to help our country have a better governance system, a more accountable system, a corrupt-free society, a responsible leadership, ask those questions. But in the process, don't allow people to manipulate the national challenges to incite young people to destroy their own country. Because if you destroy the country, then it will defeat the purpose for which you are asking for better governance, because there will be no country to govern in the first place. I say that because recently I saw a bit of disquiet, and I said the issues that the youth of Kenya are raising about employment and equity and the need for us to fight ethnicity, the need for us to fight corruption, those are good questions. But they cannot be an excuse to destroy businesses, to burn people's shops, and those people have nothing to do with the issues we are fighting. People trying to make a living somewhere in town. Somebody has gotten a bank loan, has set up a shop, is using that shop to educate their children. Then because of issues about leaders, not even about the people, they get their shop burnt down. That is not right, because we are destroying our own investment, our own wealth. Let us express our views. Let us challenge the things that are bad in our society, but let's keep the country safe. Let's keep the country with a good business environment so that you as young people, you can inherit a better country and take it forward in the years to come. We have also brought in something called recognition of prior learning. Many young people are gifted by God in certain technical skills. So even before they go to college, you've seen very young boys, very young girls, they can make something, and they have not gone to school. Wengine wanashikanisha wires hapo, wire alafu anakuambia, have you seen those things? Just using their head, they can tengeneza namna hii. So there are people who can even be carpenters, but they have never been in any polytechnic. Is that true? Naweza tengeneza meza, lakini hajaenda polytechnic. So we have brought something called recognition of prior learning. If you are already a mechanic, but you have no qualifications, we just take you to the nearest TVET for 2 weeks. We bring the assessors to assess the level of your knowledge, the level of your skills. In 2-3 weeks, if we are certain that you are as good as any other mechanic, we give you the certificate. And many young people today in what we call juakali, many of them have not been to any college, but they know how to work welding, dirisha, they can do something hapo. So we can recognize that knowledge. You just go to the college, we get assessors from government, they assess the quality of your knowledge and certify you. It's called recognition of prior knowledge. We have also brought in something called dual training policy and many other things which I don't have time to explain in the tertiary level. That's why you have seen in 2022 when President Ruto was sworn in, the number of TVET students across Kenya was much smaller compared to the university students. Yet economists will tell you, you are supposed to have more students at tertiary level than those in the university. It's supposed to be a pyramid. Ours was inverted. You had almost 1 million students in universities and only 297,000 in TVETs. That's not good for the economy because you need more people with technical hands-on skills and fewer people with higher level supervisory knowledge to assist. But you need plumbers. The country is run by plumbers, electricians, masons. They are the ones who do the practical things. But we had more university students, almost 1 million, than tertiary institution students, 297. Today, in 3 years, we have moved the enrollment of TVET students from 297,000 in September 2022 to 720,000 today. By December, we want that number to go to 1 million. By next year, end of 2026, we want the number of TVET students to go to 2 million. That is one way of empowering young people and making them job ready. The dual training policy, for example, makes you job ready because it combines theoretical study and practical study. You cannot graduate from a TVET unless you have been attached in a practical industry, a practical business, doing something related to your area of study. That way you become job ready by the time you graduate. Today, the vice chancellors will tell you the funding model we are using is better, and many universities that were in debt are slowly stabilizing financially. We have also said, as much as there are issues around the means testing tool, we will refine the means testing tool going forward to make sure that students who cannot afford fees are not locked out of college because of the university funding model we are using. And you've seen already, the funding to higher education loans board has increased. Last year, we gave help 35 billion. This year, it is 41 billion. Comrades, power. Fire, see fire. So we are thinking about how do we make our education better, more relevant, of high quality, accessible, affordable, because that agenda is an agenda for young people. We, again, are very serious in terms of job creation. I've told you what we are doing to employ more people like teachers in the public sector. But there are certain interventions we are making in the private to make sure the private sector absorb more people, because government cannot employ everyone. And when you hear the president talking about macroeconomic stability, like lower interest rates, like a stable currency, like Kenya now has a very stable currency. When we came into office, the dollar was exchanging at 167 to the dollar. Today it's 128, 129 to the dollar. When we came into office in 2022, Kenya did not have any foreign exchange. The value of imports was too high compared to the value of our exports. Today, we have narrowed the gap between our exports and imports, and we have a very healthy, for those who are economists, there's something called a current account. We have a healthier current account because we are exporting more and importing less. One area where we were using a lot of foreign exchange to import, we were importing a lot of food. We were importing a lot of maize, a lot of wheat, a lot of rice, a lot of cooking oil. The government, in its agricultural transformation program, is reducing imports, encouraging our own production. For example, I can give the example of maize. 2022, we had produced 34 million bags. 2023, we produced 44 million bags, an additional of 10 million bags. In 2024, it rose again to 64 million bags. This year, we are expecting to harvest 75 million bags of maize. Already, we have reduced the number of maize imports by 70%. We are doing the same for rice. We are doing the same for cooking oil and edible oil. We are doing the same so that we save on foreign exchange, we reduce the imports, and we have a healthier current account, and we also have enough cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio is enough foreign exchange. We now have actually more than doubled the amount of current exchange we have, the number of dollars at the central bank from $5.7 billion in 2022 to currently $11.2 billion. For 60 years, Kenya had deployed 300,000 teachers. In 3 years, Kenya has employed 100,000 teachers. So the number of teachers by December, when we hit the 100,000, the number of teachers employed by this government in 3 years is almost a third. It's almost 30% of all the teachers ever employed over 60 years of Kenya's independence. That way, over time, we are reducing the number of unemployed young people in the teaching profession. I've just given teachers as an example, but we're also doing that for other disciplines. We are doing that for other disciplines. That is an example of a program that is deliberately tackling youth unemployment and reducing the number of qualified young people with no income, without jobs. So we are expanding the public sector to accommodate more graduates, not just for universities, but also for tertiary colleges. Allow me also, we realized also one of the reasons why many graduates from colleges and universities remain unemployed is because the courses they have studied are not aligned, they are not wired to fit into the demands of the market. You have a skill which is not required in the market. So we started by relooking at the curriculum so that for those who are your juniors in primary and secondary school, we'll prepare them for the market. When they come out of college, come out of school, they are job ready. That's why we brought in CBC. When we were campaigning in 2022, every county we stepped into, the parents of Kenya used to tell us, abolish CBC. It is burdensome, it is confused, it is giving parents a lot of responsibilities. Did you hear that noise around CBC in 2022? Everywhere they were saying, abolish CBC. Today, you will not hear a single Kenyan saying, abolish CBC. Why? Why? On the first day President Ruto was sworn into office, he brought a presidential working party on education reforms, where he gathered professors and people in education policy, and even comrades were represented in that presidential working party, students, to work on many reforms on the curriculum, but also in the funding model for our institutions of higher learning. That presidential working party is the one that helped us fine-tune the CBC curriculum. And that is why the noise has gone down. Because children today are more comfortable, the teachers are more comfortable, the parents are more comfortable. We stopped burdening students and pupils with a lot of cramming, with a lot of, just forcing so many things on a child's head. That's not necessary. And we found out that for you older people, and for us, we were pushed too much for no reason. When the time comes for us to account, we will not lack what to tell the people of Kenya. In every county, we will have something to say. Let me give you an example. What we've done, we have asked the National Employment Authority, NEA, to tabulate the 430,000 young people who have benefited from Kazi Maju until now, county by county, constituency by constituency, ward by ward. So that when we come to campaign in Embu, and we are in a place called Chicago, we will tell the people of Chicago, in Mbeere North, that out of the 430 Kenyans who have benefited from Kazi Maju from this administration, a number X, let's say 20,000 are from Embu County, but out of the 20,000 from Embu County, 4,500 are from here in Chicago, and these are their names. So and so from this village. So and so, na tunaweka hapo ofisi ya chief. So that people who are saying uongo will be confronted with truth. Yeah, time has changed. Fire si fire, noma si noma. Unajua watu wanashindana na sisi, wako chini sana. They are very low. They are too low. Sisi tumejipanga vizuri because we know Kenya has moved on. We have an informed population. The claims we are making must be based by evidence. And we are ready. So if, for example, I have just given hypothetically, if we have helped 5,000 or 2,000 young people from one constituency to get jobs abroad, and their names are there, people know the son of so-and-so, the daughter of so-and-so. So who will come there to say uongo? Si atajaribu kuongea alafu ashikwe na kigugumizi. Yeah, they will start stammering. So, please, we will account for ourselves. You should not get worried. Leave no doubt in your mind that this government will account for itself. As I conclude, young people are the hope of the nation. From those in the creatives, which we want you to monetize your talents through social media, to those with the semi-skilled and unskilled labor, to those with elite qualifications in universities, to those with technical skills in TVETs, to those in business. We have 4 or 5 interventions that over time are going to reduce the problem we have been having, because by 2022, when we came into office, we had about 6.5 to 7 million young people without jobs or income opportunities. And we are reducing the number. Of course, every year more are joining, but we are reducing the number, or we are increasing the number of people we are absorbing, so that you have fewer people, fewer young people left without jobs and income opportunities. That, as I said, youth, there are youth in business, there are youth in colleges and universities, there are youth who are in the creative industry, and all young people, they have a common dream. And the common dream is that their education, their talent, their businesses will give them income so that they can raise up families and also get empowered as citizens. That is the dream. Whoever is doing a business, hiyo biashara imsaidie. Whoever is in university, they want to get a job, serve the nation, but also get income. Those who are in the creative industry, they are using their talents to also earn an income. So, as an administration since 2022, we've been thinking deeply on how we can build on the past successes of Kenya to make Kenya better and more successful. And I want to assure you, where we are today is not where we were in 2022 when President Ruto took over. We made some progress. It may not be as fast as we wanted, but definitely we've made some progress. Kazi mtandaoni, where we are building ICT hubs for use by young people in public spaces. We already have started with TVETs and universities. We have Jitume labs in many of the TVETs. And if any TVET in Embu doesn't have a Jitume lab, let me know. We will put one immediately and put 100 computers with internet. Because I have gone to TVETs and universities with the Jitume lab. Just 100 computers. Students who are already studying, but they spend 2 hours there in that Jitume lab. Some they are doing foreign exchange trading, some are doing script writing, others are doing website design, others are doing app development, others are doing transcriber, and there are so many jobs in the internet, so long as you have stable internet and a computer, which many young people lack. So we are doing Jitume labs. We are doing ICT hubs. The Jitume labs are in institutions. And if there is any institution in Embu County without the Jitume lab, let me know. You will get one immediately. If you have one without enough computers, let me know. I will go and add computers. Yani Deputy President atashindwa na kupatiana computer kwa TVET kweli? Allah. So those Jitume labs, we are also saying the young people who are not in universities and colleges, but they are digitally savvy, but they don't have money to buy a computer and connect it to internet so that they can get into digital jobs. Every market, the 400 markets we are building, including the 12 in Embu County, we are going to put on the top floor of each market a computer lab, an ICT hub with computers connected to the internet, free of charge for young people, so that the young people in Embu Town, in Runyenjes, in Chicago, in Ishara, in Kiritiri, instead of wasting your time in the market because you have no facility, you can't do anything. You have some skills, but you don't have money to buy a computer. You don't have money to put internet. And instead of waiting for a politician to pay you 100 shillings so that you can go and heckle their political opponent, you use the ICT hub to go into the internet, not to insult the MCA, not to insult the governor or the president, but you go there to earn a living and look for digital jobs and take care of yourself and your family. Because if you are unhappy with a leader, you don't like your MCA, you don't like your MP, you don't like your president, the solution is not insulting them. The solution is to wait for the election and vote them out, isn't it? But before the election, make use of the time you have to build yourself. Don't waste your time in negativity. Because even if you insult them and you don't vote them out, they will be voted in. Isn't it? Yeah. And why waste time with all negativity? Just do your thing. Just ukiangalia useme huyu anakaa kama hana habari. They cannot lead anything, and you wait during election. Unamwambia out ninja. Ama namna gani jameni? Fire si fire. Kwa hivyo, we are creating, for already the Jitume labs, we are about 272 in TVETs and universities. The markets will give us another 400 spots. And these ones are for the youth who are not in institutions. They are in the marketplaces. Pale sokoni, Kiritiri, badala ya vijana kukaa hapo idle, wakingojea kuchomwa, jeshi ichomwe, wanaenda kwa internet pale, wanafanya forex trading, wanafanya website design, wanalipwa hela, and they have no time for negativity. One of the biggest challenges we have is employment and income opportunities for young people. We realize every year about 1 million young people leave this education system at different levels: primary, secondary, tertiary, university. Total, about 1 million leave the education system. But we realize the economy is absorbing only a quarter of those who are leaving school. About 200,000, 250,000. And that is not good, because over time, if 100 young people leave the school system and only 250 are absorbed, 750 will be left hopeless without opportunity. The following year, the same. The following year, the same. Over many years, we have accumulated a large number of young people that could have an education, but they don't have an opportunity to use that education. Could have a talent, but that talent cannot give them income. So they are there, they have talent, they have education, but they have no opportunity to make money and get an income. And that's not good for the country. And we have come with deliberate programs to reduce the number of unemployed, jobless young people, so that we can tackle unemployment and lack of income opportunity head on. Remember, as I have said, this problem of unemployment has not started in 2022 when President Ruto took over. It is an accumulation of many years. And many political leaders have always been saying, we have a problem with unemployment in Kenya. We have a problem. There are no opportunities for young people in Kenya, but they don't come with a solution. Okay? While we all appreciate we have a challenge of creating adequate opportunities for young people, very few people, if at all, have sat down to reflect what are the pathways that can help us reduce the number of young people that do not have income opportunities. We realized, for example, in 2022, for the comrades in the university, the tertiary colleges, we realized we have a big number of university graduates who have no jobs. Many of them in the teaching profession, but others in other disciplines. So we came with an expanded employment program for those university graduates who have studied education or health sciences or other disciplines, so that we can expand the number of graduates we are absorbing every year. Ya kwamba msikubali watu wazima au watu wazee ambao wametumia wakati wao, wamekuwa na biashara, wamekuwa na kazi, wengine wameenda retire, wengine wamejifanyia mambo mengi, wameelimisha hata watoto wao. Msikubali sisi ambao ni wazee tuwaharibie taifa la Kenya, kwa sababu hii taifa, nyinyi bado yale mambo ambayo tumeyafikia sisi, nyinyi bado hamyafikia. Hata wale wako na familia, watoto ni wachanga. Wengine bado hamjapata familia. So you need a good country, a peaceful country with a good economy, so that when we finish college you can get a job. So that when you finish what you're doing, if you're in school, even if you don't need a job, you want to go into business, you'll find a situation where it is easy to start a business. Kwa hivyo msikubali nchi ya Kenya iharibike, muilinde kwa vyovyote vile, kwa sababu nyinyi ndiye tegemeo la taifa, nyinyi ndiye tegemeo la jamii yetu. Nasema hivyo, najua hapa tuko vijana kutoka vitengo mbalimbali. Tuko na viongozi wa wanafunzi ambao wanawakilisha comrades. Ni kweli si kweli? Comrades power. Comrades power. Hawa comrades, tuko na viongozi ama wawakilishi wa wanafunzi wa vyuo vikuu, tuko na wawakilishi wa wanafunzi wa colleges za katikati, tertiary colleges kama TVETs wako hapa, lakini pia tuko na vijana ambao labda hawako shuleni saa hii, wanajifanyia mambo ya kutafuta riziki, labda wamemaliza shule, wengine wako kwa creative economy, wako katika mambo ya usanii, mambo ya uigizaji, mambo ya content creation, mambo ya kujitafutia riziki pale kwa mitandao na teknolojia ya kisasa. So we have performing artists, youth in the creative economy, we have youth in universities, youth in tertiary institutions. Here we also have youth from Embu County who are engaged in business. It doesn't matter the nature of your business. A business is a business. And nobody should discourage you, or nobody should make you look small because you're of the nature of your business. Kuna vijana hapa wanajitafutia riziki in the transport sector, ya matatu, ya taxi, ya tuk-tuk, boda-boda. Pia ni kazi jameni, because that's where you get your living from. Ni kazi. It's better to have that kind of business than to have no business at all. We can talk on how to support you to expand that business so that it can have better returns. But it's better to have that business than to have no business at all. So we have all manner of young people here, in the creatives, in the business sector, And that business, kuna watu wako pande ya transport, wengine wako na biashara ndogo ndogo, micro businesses. Wengine wako na kaduka kake yako kufanya shoe shining. Hapo ndio anatoa pesa ya kulisha yeye na kulisha jamii kama ameoa, kama ako na familia. So young people, I want to encourage you today that you have a bigger stake in the progress of our country than the older people, because you have a longer time and you will spend more time than the older people. So don't allow those of us who have had our time to spoil the country for you. Diaspora remittances have increased in the last 1 year from $4 billion to $4.95 billion. So there is profit in working abroad, those who can go and work and invest at home. Again, 430,000, that number is not ambitious enough. We can easily push the number of young people working abroad in good jobs, well paid, well protected legally through bilateral labor agreements. We can get that number to 1 million young people, kazi maju. So if we can continue with the momentum, 1 million job for affordable housing markets and hostels program, young people in the skills sector. We get another 1 million kazi mtandaoni program. We get another 1 million kazi maju program. And then for the young people who may not have education, a good education because of challenges, they left school early. We have said that program, which used to be called Kazi kwa Vijana, Kazi Mtaani, tumeirudisha. Sasa tunaita Kazi Mtaani Climate Works. In every county, in every sub-county. Instead of staying idle, you go and work with your hands. At the end of the day, you get your 500 shillings. In a week, it is 3,500, 4,000. In a month, it's 16,000. It is money. It is better than staying. It's better than staying doing nothing. Yeah, people say, oh, kazi, vijana, sijui kazi. Kazi ni kazi, and there is dignity in work. If you get your 15,000, 16,000 every month by working with your hands, what is the difference between that money and someone who is employed as a clerk in an office earning 15,000? Is there a difference? Si pesa ni pesa. Kwani yako imeandikwa mtaani? Si ni pesa jameni? Whatever the person working in an office is doing as a clerk, you will also do it with the work of your hands. Ama namna gani jameni? So we are going to start with 200,000 young people. I hope we can increase it to almost 500,000 for the semi-skilled and unskilled jobs through Kazi Mtaani Climate Works. Good people, dear Kenyans. That is how you connect the dots of the conundrum and the challenge that is youth unemployment and lack of opportunities. There are young people who are already in business. I said here we have youth in business here. It doesn't matter the type of your business. Transport sector, retail sector, it really doesn't matter. Biashara ni biashara. We are introducing now a program called Nyota for you. Young people between 18 and 35 years, men and women, youth who have a business. There is a program called Nyota, which is going to start on 18th of September, in 3 weeks. It is going to be launched by the president in the whole country. And that program will identify 70 micro businesses in every ward in Kenya. 70 businesses run by youth. That's why it is called Nyota, National Youth Opportunities Towards Advancement. So we look at every ward and look at youth-led businesses or youth-run businesses, 70 of them per ward. They will be trained on bookkeeping, record keeping, and how to manage a business, and they will be given a grant, not a loan, of 50,000 shillings to expand their business. This government, Kenya now is one of the 4 countries in Africa where Meta, the owners of Facebook, and the other social media platforms have agreed you can monetize your creative content and get paid based on your social media account. Fire, see fire. So we are making opportunities for young people. If you are in the creative space and you have a social media presence that can help you money, I have said in Kenya, in Africa, only 4 countries are in the category we are in, where Facebook, the owners of Facebook and other social media platforms, Meta, has agreed that you can monetize your social media account and get paid. And the president this month, actually at the end, the 3rd week, is going back to America to negotiate for greater monetization of social media content, and you're going to get a number of young people creating incomes and expanding the opportunities using the internet. What are we doing? We are also increasing the number of young people with skills, because we have many young people with skills, but they don't have opportunities to use those skills. Let me give one example, the affordable housing program. We are building 161,000 housing units across Kenya. The number of those units is increasing every day. We are also building 400 markets, fresh produce markets. In your own county of Embu, we are building 12 fresh produce markets. And they are in all the constituencies. We are also building hostels for comrades. We are building hostels in universities so that you can have affordable accommodation. You get a good accommodation, which you would have paid 6,000. Because of the standard, you would have paid 6,000. That same quality, which is charging 6,000 to a university or TVET student per month, the government will build it, you only pay 2,000. Same high quality, so less than half of what you're paying. But also, those who cannot afford and are staying in dangerous and healthy and dignified dwellings because of your income level, instead of staying in a mud walled house or some place which is raining, is leaking, and paying 2,000 a month, you will now upgrade yourself. That 2,000 you are paying, you'll come and pay it in a place with the internet, with water, with a cooker, with the gas and everything. So it is one way of bringing dignity to our young people in universities and colleges. Let me ask you, if by 2027, if we will have created 1 million jobs under affordable housing markets and hostels, 1 million jobs under Kazi Mtandaoni, 1 million jobs under Kazi Maju, 1 million jobs under another assortment of jobs, including the Kazi Mtaani climate work. So you have like lifted 4, 5, 6 million young people from joblessness and hopelessness. And you can now request for more time to do more. Okay? So continue asking the questions. Continue asking the questions. So I want to stop there and tell you that I'm very happy to meet you. I just needed to share this with you, encourage you, and plead with you not to get into negativity. Democracy is a very simple thing. There is a season for politics. People make their case. They state their agenda. We elect some We don't elect others. And even those who are not elected, it's not that they are misfits. It's only that they didn't have enough votes. And maybe they didn't get now, they will get some other time. So we should not make the country hostile just because of political competition. And nobody on the other hand should threaten the other, oh, you will not win an election, I don't know, you will do. Because election is not life and death. The country's future is life and death. Creating opportunities and job is life and death. That we must do. And so the people competing with us must come with their agenda for creating jobs. We will table ours, then they table their agenda. Then you look, examine, alafu uone wale wako wanakaa kama wako na network, wale wengine waambiwa wangoje ama namna gani? Fire si fire. Noma si noma. Embu hoye. Embu hoye. Kwa hivyo nawashukuru sana. I think I'll be meeting you in your own groups later. I just wanted representatives from each sector. As young people, we have a general meeting, but I'll be meeting specifically. Kama nyinyi university students and tertiary students, mimi nataka kikao na nyinyi. Yes. And you know the good thing with comrades, and you know I'm a former university professor. So my youth, I spent my early years engaging young people and empowering young people, training young people. And I'm very proud to see very many lawyers that I have trained doing very well. The good thing with you people is that you, first of all, you listen, and when a point has been made, when you are persuaded, you accept. So mimi nitakuja hapo tungangane, kwa sababu kuna watu wanataka kuambia university students, this government doesn't care about you. It is not true. So nitakuja hapo tufanye kikao, hata kama ni 3-4 hours, and you can see I can talk for 7 hours. Alafu na nyinyi muongee namna hii. Kama namna gani?